Blood diamond, given notorious name for a man's bloodthirsty need for power, for strength, for wealth, with the idea that nothing can stand in the way of this twisted dream. Until man held this priceless gem in his hands, this ongoing conflict rages between the RUF rebels, United Forces, U.S. government forces focused in Africa since 1867. In earlier, whites and Spanish men enslaved the African countries and exploited its main resources, blocking the growth and economic wealth the country can achieve. Their main one was a blood diamond. The stone funds this ongoing war into death, responsible for the life of a child every day.
The government blindly avoided the main problem, instead creating many peace treaties and ceasefire that the RUF disrespected on multiple occasions. After many organizations such as Global Witness and Partnership Africa, Canada pointed out the obvious reasons in written reports, they plainly connected the continuation of the war to Dubree's diamonds. Their slogan, "Diamonds are forever," sparked the first spur of population of diamonds, and like other named brand diamonds, they viewed a diamond for a price while ignoring the ultimate price, a life. 15% of the world diamonds market are conflicted diamonds, blood diamonds. Half of the world's diamond supply is sold in the U.S.
Our love affair with diamonds began 2,500 years ago, 1869. Orange River first gem discovered, as well as the Kimberley mine discovery of origin of a diamond and a kimberlite pipe. You have to understand that the founders and advisors, or De Beers, took advantage of the negatives of war and turned it into their profit, even knowing the damage of their transactions. They continued to follow these conflict diamonds onto the rough diamond market as the government of the United Nations and the U.S. looked for the solutions and diplomacy. Violence continued in the Sierra Leone Freetown. Mainly the RUF attacked it for the citizens who voted to withhold the democracy in place. By 2002, the War of Sierra Leone was near its end after the massacres of Freetown, and the connection between the diamonds and conflict were being realized.
In 1999, the brokers US and UN signed a peace treaty that called for the end of all hostilities and violence, the Lone Peace Accord. However, this only opened doors to more problems, such as the election of an imprisoned influencer and RUF rough inspiration, Foday Sankoh, into the office as vice president. This gave him access to diamond mines and the ability to fund his own agenda to overthrow the government, while soldiers steered clear of the RUF rough mines and officials turned a blind eye to Sankoh's doings. Other concerned organizations looked deeper into the significance of diamonds in the war. After astonishing reports, most well known, The Heart of the Matter, released by NGO Partnership with Africa, Canada, finally looked at the main problem, blood diamonds, and illegal trafficking and smuggling of rough diamonds, and placed into the system and eventually onto your arm, wrist, and fingers.
Basically, after it was clear that many were responsible, De Beers was charged for participating in the purchasing of conflict diamonds on the open market. Government officials such as the president of Liberia, Charles Taylor, and Sankoh, who was arrested by 2,000 De Beers, stopped buying off the open market and only from mines in which they regulated and owned. In time, the Accord of Peace started shifting, and RUF rough started targeting important areas, pushing governments to beef up military British and UN intervention forces, forcing RUF rough to fall back. On January 18, 2002, President Ahmadinejad Kabad officially declared the civil war over, but the end of one war was only beginning of a bigger conspiracy.
Connection of Al-Qaeda and diamonds. Just as the RUF rough did, the terrorist group used blood diamonds as an easy way to fund their plans. The terrorism of bin Laden's group on American embassies across Africa and the horrific events of 9/11 moved U.S. to freeze their assets. They connected the dots and joined forces to create a plan that would benefit all countries, diamond dependent or not. It would take several years for NGOs and government to agree and compose a solution. This compromise would be the Kimberley Process Certification Scheme. A UN-sponsored trade agreement required any transported diamond to be packaged and stamped in a tamper-resistant package and government number and Kimberley certificate and details of a package. Today, if not all, there are over 70 countries, those including Angola and Sierra Leone, involved with the KOSCS. This created a compromise to ensure self-warranty in every shipment and the assurance that every stone can be traced back to where it was picked, and that whatever stone is worn or sculpted was not the evidence of war, fear, or death, nor the sword that hindered the countries that faced years of atrocity.